it's kind of weird because okay, this is the first
He's
time I
doing
ever,
exactly what I've voted for him to do.
yeah, it, you can't be mad at that. It's interesting because I got put in a really weird spot because I got a lot of friends, and thank God for my friends. Like, we always have these conversations about politics. It get intense, and I know people that like are blocking their friends or they're not speaking to
I've
them or
had that
whatever.
happen many
You know,
times
then
already.
then I really rock with them. I've been lucky so far because there hasn't been like with my close circle, they haven't really been saying like, we're gonna separate ourselves from him. I was lucky because off the strength of my podcast and they follow me, I've shown them all the things that the Democrats had done as far as the Cuban issue. So just off the fact of the Cuban issue, they understood it. And I have friends of mine that lived in Florida, that lived in Massachusetts, and they work with Cubans and they hear their stories and they tell them, yo, they've been doing this to us for the past X amount of years. So they haven't been like, ugh. They actually gave me that space and respected it. They do give subtle shots because they'll say something stupid like, it's like, I get why you voted this way, but at the same time, it's like you're voting for a dictatorship. But it's like you're getting a Castro for Trump. And I'm like, dude, really? Are we doing this right now? After everything we had, you're gonna compare Castro to Trump, or even
Yeah,
Castro? I
no,
mean, even Trump to Hitler. I'm like, has it been like 8 million motherfuckers that have been dying? Has it been any firing squad? Has been
no,
anything?
they literally have no no real grasp of what a fascist is. They have
None.
no real grasp of what communism is. They have no real grasp of what socialism is. They have no real grasp of what freedom of speech is. They just parrot talking points of what they're told by the Democrat Party, and that's
They don't
it.
even they don't even know what the hell dictatorship is.
Yeah, they
Oh,
don't.
real dictatorship.
Go
You
live
know,
in one and you'll see.
yeah. Like I find it ironic that like, oh my God, like especially when you hear like these mainstream TV, it's like I'm living in a dictatorship. I'm like, go to a dictatorship country and say we're living in a dictatorship and disrespect the guy who's running in charge, see what they'll do to you. Just let's have a switch up on that department and see what kind of what kind of wonderful things they'll do to you if you just say like the bare minimum. So it's like
Like
one of those things. Go
I
ahead.
have a friend that she was all about diversity and all about this and all about that. And when the whole protest in Cuba broke out, she's like, "Are you mad about what? What are you mad about?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What am I'm mad about? I'm mad about what's happening to the people." And she's like, "Aren't you mad about what what about Trump?" And I was like, this has nothing to do with Trump. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Like, Trump has nothing to do with this. Well, he nothing. And she's like, well, did you vote for him? Yes, but again, this has nothing to do with. She stopped talking to me. This is a friend that I've had since I was like 12, 13 years old. I mean, and we were tight. And she's like, well, I never knew you voted for Trump. And I was like, you never asked me. And I've been a registered Republican since I was 18 years old. You never asked me. And I said, my whole family was. You came to my house and ate dinner with my parents since you were 12. You never asked us what we voted politically. It never
Hmm.
mattered. But now it matters. Now it
Yeah.
matters. If she never talked to me ever again.
It's that sense of entitlement. It's that a lot of sense of entitlement that they get. Or this is what I've been seeing now when folks, especially on the Democratic Party, like when they don't get their way, they get into like this big bitch fit, like whiny, pompous, arrogant assholes that the world doesn't really revolve with them. And not even that, there's this thing called read the room. It's like, fuck that. Like, read this fucking country. We're not really rocking with you like that. Like, your shit that you're saying right now, people don't even rock with you like that. And they'll try to find something to justify, like, well, he only won by like 1 million votes, or it's 15 million people didn't show up, or it's not really a mandate the way you make it out for it. I'm like, look, he got the popular vote, whether it's by 1 million or whatever case, but he won. A win is a win. That's number one. A win is a
Or
win.
they throw out, this is my favorite, but it's racist because you think you're a white Cuban. Oh, don't start with that shit. Like, please don't ever start with that shit with me. I was like, like, Mike's husband's Puerto Rican, black Puerto Rican. My son's mixed. Like, don't ever throw the race card with me, ever. Like,
And,
and
and it,
my son's like, oh no, she didn't. She didn't throw that. And I was like, yes, she did. And to me, that's disappointing because I've never seen color. That to me has never been an issue ever. Like, that's never been a thing for me. And because I grew up, maybe it's because I grew up in LA and I never ever had a race issue. Like, that was never a thing for me. Like, it never mattered to me what color you were, where you came from, whatever. I never saw that. And I never judged anyone by where they came from, who they were, what color they were. It never mattered to me because to me, we're all the same, and I'll treat you just like you're my family. If you change that, that's your fault. Like,
yeah,
if the way I treat you changes, you change that, not me. Like, we're all the same. And I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. And it's weird because people say like, "Oh, Cubans are racist," and then they're like, so, yeah, and I'm not gonna say they're not. Some are.
no, some are. Look, trust me, I know about that part, but it's like
Some are.
they put like the whole racist part of why we vote the way we do. Like, oh, all the Cubans that vote for just racist. Like, no, we don't agree with the politics. We don't agree with the fact that you guys fucking support the people that are oppressing us. We don't even support the regular shit y'all doing right now with the whole lifestyle you're trying to push in our face.
Yeah,
You know what I
no.
mean? Like, I don't
And
want to
what are you
fucking
trying
have
to
a
do to
kid.
our kids? And
Yeah, I
what
don't
you're
want to
trying
fucking
to
have
do
a
to
fucking
kids? That shit
I don't.
is
Yeah, I don't.
ridiculous.
I don't want no fucking drag queen hour reading tell my fucking kid if I was to have one. I
No,
don't want no fucking
no,
stripper at a pole reading to fucking kids and shit like that. Like,
nope,
what are we doing here? So we don't even
nope.
rock with that
I
fuck.
have
And you shoving that in
grandkids.
face?
I have four grandkids. I don't want that shit.
Hey,
Like,
hey,
I'm
hey,
like,
hey.
no. I got four
So
grandkids, and I'm like, oh hell no! Like, what did you say is happening at school? Like, does grandma need to, like, grandma? Like, I have, okay, one of my grandkids, my oldest grandson just turned 8. The other one's
mhm,
5, and then I have 2 1-year-olds, one from one and one from the other. And I'm just
mhm,
like, wait, my grandson, he's the one that goes to the rallies with me. He
yeah,
loves Trump. Oh, since he was a little one, he went to
yeah,
the Coachella rally with me. Oh my God, this he's a diehard Trumper.
yeah,
And he is he's just like you know, and he always says like, Grandma, like, what are they talking about? What is the stuff they're talking about? Like, why do they think that that's right to say that? And I'm just like, you know, Roman, they're gonna say things, and you have to follow what you think is right. And he's like, well, I don't think that's right. And I said, then you know what? You keep following what you think is right. But he's always paying attention, and I always tell him, you need to, think for yourself. You know, use your thinking skills, and
yeah,
you think for yourself. Don't follow what everybody else is thinking. Think for yourself because they want them to follow the masses like little sheep, and that's scary
yeah.
because
I have
just it's sad. It really is.
I have well, my mom has a friend. Well, we all have friends or whatever that they're part of the LGBTQ community or whatever. And it was like, look, I have nephews, and now I'm seeing them come home with like the rainbow flag painted on their face. And he had one of his nephews that says like, the teacher said you could be whatever you want, boy, girl, non-binary. The kid's like 6 or 7, mind you.
Yeah,
And my
yeah,
uncle's like, he's like, I'm part of this community, but I'm not rocking with this shit. And especially for a kid that young, like, what the fuck are you
yeah.
teaching
No.
them?
Hmm?
Like, what the fuck are you teaching them? I'm not with this kid. I'm not. And it's so weird because you got people that are not from that community speaking on their behalf of their community. It's kind of like the Cuban thing. Non-Cubans talking about Cuban shit and don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and it's so insane that now they want to dictate how you should live your lives. So, I mean, one of the things that this election did for a fact is they said, yo, fuck the woke shit. That's pretty much what it said. It was like a big middle finger, and they can't believe that, they became the not like crew. And I had this conversation with my friend once you catch the episode with that other